Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a budget with me and a cash planning for my next cash stuffing. And this is for my full-time job. I get paid bi-weekly and I just cash stuff a few different categories of things that I overspend on. I do have a few things here that I also just keep in the bank, but I still like to budget for that. So I will go through each one of those as I go through each category. I personally don't stuff bills, so none of that is on here because I have a separate bills account and I've calculated how much I need for the month and split it in half. So for each paycheck, that gets directly deposited into my bills account. So I really don't even look at that account just to see, like, to make sure the money came out. But again, I don't really budget that. So let me first start with my wallet. And I today is what is today? Saturday. I'm filming in advance because my cousin's coming to visit, so I won't be able to film. So I still have, like, I just stuffed this money in here, but for my wallet for the next 2 weeks, I want to stuff eating out. So for eating out, I do $20 per week. So I'm going to budget 40. For gas, this is one that I don't cash stuff. I just leave it on my card. But for that one, I used to do $30 per week, but I decreased it to 20 because I work from home. I have a hybrid job, so I go in like twice a week, but I don't drive very much. So $30 was always too much. So I put it down to $20 per week. And that's been working well. So that would be 40 for 2 weeks. And then for groceries, that's another one I keep on my card because I like to do pickup. So I just pay with my card. And I do pick up bi-weekly, but then on the off weeks, I'll just keep a little bit of cash just to go to the store to buy like fruit or different ingredients for recipes. So I've been doing for my pickup, I do $100 for 2 weeks. And then on those off weeks, I've been doing $20. So in total, that will be 120. And I've switched up this month because usually I will do my budget with me for the whole month. But I thought maybe I would go back to doing every 2 weeks just to see how I like it. Because usually before the month ends, my budget has like completely changed. So I want to see if this works better for me. All right. So yeah, that's why I have a grocery envelope in here just to put a little bit of cash in there. And then for spending, this is just if I go over in a different category or if I just want to buy like little things. So I've been doing $10 per week, so that will be 20. And that is it for my wallet. My dishwasher is going in the bag. Let me turn it off for a second. I forgot that was going and it's really loud, so I turned it off. Next, I'll go to Mini Monday, which I do film these, which are really fun. So for these, I just have 6 mini challenges in here, and it's just a fun way to save some extra money. So what I've been doing is I do $50 per week. So for the next 2 weeks, I budgeted 100. And then whenever I complete these challenges, I reallocate them to a different envelope. And then next for my Saving Sunday, it's the same concept, but these are bigger challenges. They save higher amounts. And so for this, I've been doing $80 per week, which I think that's been working well. So I will do 160. So let me add this up. So that is $480. So we have 185 left. A majority of my money's been going here because, again, I like to play these games and then reallocate this money. Then I'm going to my high priority binder, and here the only thing I'm stuffing is important dates, which I want to start saving because my parents are visiting in September. And so I just want to have a little bit of money for when they visit. This money here, my cousin is visiting, as I mentioned before. So I'm going to be using this money. And I've been using this tracker from Wealthy on Purpose, where it's just blank and you can put in the amounts you want. So for the next 2 weeks, I'll do the 25 and the 25. So that's 50. That is it for this binder. Moving on to my personal binder, the only envelope I'm stuffing in here is spending, which I kind of just put my leftover money in here, and I've just been using this for whatever I want. So right now this has 34. And so I'm just going to put in, I had $10 left, so I'm going to put in 10 here. So here that's 60, and then 185 minus 60, we have $125 left. Oh, I forgot to mention, I did get a little bit of a raise, which I was excited to see that. And then now moving on to my Archie binder. First, I'm going to start with his daycare, which I leave this on my card because they just, it's like a subscription. So for that, he used to go twice a week, but since I quit my second job, he goes once a week now. And so it's like 36 or 30 something dollars every time. And so for the next 2 weeks, I'll be 73. And then for his food and treats, he's running out of food. So I'm going to need to buy some more food within the next few weeks. And I have a Petco subscription. So you get like a discount on food. And then you also get like points. So after I did all of those calculations, his food will be about $55. And right now I have 10, 15, 16, 17, 18. So 55 minus 18 is 37. So that's what I'll budget here. And then the last envelope I'm going to go to is the vet, which he has his annual appointment in September. So I want to start saving for this. And each one of the icons on here is $15. So I'm going to put in 15. So this should be 125. All right, that is correct. So now we have $0 left. Next, I'm going to my cash planning sheet, which I laminate this and then just use a dry or wet erase marker just so I won't have to keep printing out this sheet. And what I do is, since I do pull cash for some of these categories, I write it down and then write down the denomination so I know what to pull out of the bank. So first, for eating out, we're doing 40, and that's $20 per week. So I'll do two 20s. And then groceries, again, I only pull out some of that in cash. So I'll pull out $20 in cash. So that's 120 for my wallet spending. Since this is for 2 weeks, I'm going to do two 10s. And then mini Monday, that's 100. And then saving Sunday is 160. Which, let me pull out my binders, because sometimes, depending on what denominations I have, I will pull out larger bills so that I can condense these in here. But I think I did a condensing recently, so I don't think I have any. But like, for example, if one of these had like two fives, I would pull a 10 here and then just put the 10 in here and pull out the two fives, just because sometimes pulling out like tons of ones and fives is like, it's just cumbersome. So I try to avoid that if I can. Next, for important dates, I'm just going to put a 50 in there. So I need 150. Spending, we'll get a 10. And then food and treats, that will be 37. So we'll do a 20, 10, 5, and then two ones. And then the vet will get 15, which is a 10 and a 5. So then just to make sure that I did this all correctly, I add up the totals here. So I will need $452 in cash. And then let me do my denominations over here. So it will be 2, 3, 7, 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 12, 13, 14. And then 62. That's 50, 160, 110. That's 70 and 62. So then let me add up these numbers here again, just to like quadruple check myself. Perfect. So that's $452. The last thing I do is I will pull out my teller slip just to transfer this to here so that I can have this when I go into the bank. And that is it. That's usually what I do every time I cash plan. So now I will take this to the bank, pull out the cash, and then do my cash stuffing. So I hope that you come back to watch that. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.